Hello everyone, welcome to our course Introduction to Basics in Veterinary Diagnostic Imaging. Today we will learn something about the C-arm. We will learn about the components of C-arm, the constraints of C-arm, the clinical application and the advantages and disadvantages of C-arm. Let's start with the introduction. The C-arm fluoroscopy is used to obtain real-time moving images of internal structures of a patient. A continuous X-ray beam is passed through the body part being examined and is transmitted to a computer monitor, so the body part and its motion can be seen. And this can be used to observe many body systems. The C-arm fluoroscopy uses the same principle as of a conventional radiography. Here we use the same X-ray photons in obtaining the images. The difference, the main difference between the conventional radiography and C-arm fluoroscopy is, in C-arm fluoroscopy we are going to get more number of projections in with a single trigger, while in conventional radiography we are just going to get a projection, a single projection at for a specific time. Here, along with that, there will be a continuous flow of X-ray photons from the X-ray tubes until we switch off the triggering switch. The parts of the C-arm, it includes the C-arm tube, it includes an image intensifier, it has a collimator and it has a display monitor. The X-ray tube is the source of X-ray beam for the C-arm. The image intensifier, they captures the X-ray beams that converts them into an image that is displayed on the monitor. The collimator, it determines the size and shape of the X-ray beam, and the display monitor is going to display the images on a live mode. The C-arm, as the name suggests, it has got a semicircular C-shaped arm on it. So, the source of X-rays is fixed on one side and the image intensifier is kept on the other side of the C-arm. If you can see on the photograph on the right side, you can see the C-arm over there. The X-ray emitter is on the bottom side of the C-arm, while the image intensifier is placed on the upper side of the C-arm. When we trigger this machine, when we start observing for the image procurement, we are going to get the image projected onto the monitor, which is present along with the machine. The X-ray passes out of the tube through the collimator, and the collimator is used to manage the rays coming out of the tube, and smaller the collimation, sharper the X-ray, and the smaller the radiation dose will be. So, which means that always we are supposed to use a collimator which is going to provide us a very good image. Not only with respect, the advantage is not only with the image production, but also with the radiation dose. It is going to cut short the scatter radiation. It is going to reduce the scatter radiation, and I am going to get a sharper X-ray image. What are the uses of C-arm? C-arm systems are used in the places where greater flexibility is required. They are being used in orthopedic procedures, cardiac and angiography studies, and in therapeutic studies including stents and line placements. The physician, they get a real-time clear view of anatomic structures of the patient. This C-arm, it can be used at different occasions. It can be used for the diagnostic procedures. It can be used during the surgical procedures, or it can be used to identify the correctness of the fixation and to identify the stage of the healing. So, to see the pin fixations. The image intensifier, it is placed on the one side of the C-arm. They absorb the X-rays and they start to fluoresce, which then gets amplified to make it into an output image. Amplification as well as magnification happens to make it into a good image. Thus, because of this image intensifier, we can just have less radiation dose there, and we can obtain a very good image with a less radiation. The next thing that we are supposed to know about the C-arm is about its movement of this C-shaped arm. The C-arm can be moved in different manners, and this maneuver shall be done, it may be required to take different projections without changing this position of the patient. We can the different movement that are possible for a C-arm are: it can move vertically, it can have a swivel movement, it can move horizontally, it can have a rotational movement. Along with that, the C-arm orbital rotation is also possible, which means that the C-arm itself, which is there on the extreme right bottom picture, you can see that the C-arm orbit can also be rotated. How do we acquire the image using a C-arm? When we use a C-arm, we get a high quality image using a C-arm, and the beam of X-ray, they travel perpendicular to the body part, which means that I have to place the patient on the table and the X-rays shall move perpendicular to the body part that I am interested in, and the intensifier is placed as close as possible to the body part. And always make sure that the X-ray tubes are placed to the bottom of the patient and the image intensifier is towards the top side of the patient, and the image intensifier shall be kept close to the patient. What are the surgical application of C-arm? It can be used prior to surgery for the purpose of diagnosis. Example is coronary angiography. Second one, we can use it intraoperatively to check the right placement of pin during the angiography procedure as well. And the third one is during the post-operative period to check the fixation technique. As we started with saying that C-arm uses the same principles of X-rays, except in one thing, that the X-rays are being pumped out from the X-ray tube continuously. So, which makes the C-arm more dangerous than the conventional radiographic technique. Since the C-arm also uses X-rays for image formation, all the protective measures that are used for radiation protection in conventional radiography are used. We shall always make use of gloves, the lead gloves, the lead eye protecting goggles, the lead thyroid collar, and the leaded aprons. So these are the usual protection gears that we are supposed to use when we are in a C-arm area. The leaded gloves, they are going to help us in protecting somewhere around 60 to 64% when the factor is somewhere kept between 52 to 58 kilovoltage. While the lead goggles, it has got a lining of lead, the thickness of the lead lining is somewhere around 0.15 millimeters, and these goggles provide 70% of attenuation of radiographic beam. The thyroid collar, it is going to decrease the scattered radiation 2.5 folds, while the leaded apron, it is going to decrease the radiation somewhere around 16 folds. What are the general principles to reduce the radiation dose? The X-ray tube shall be placed under the patient. The lasers on the X-ray tube and the image intensifiers shall be used for positioning the patient. So always make sure that the patient is positioned and then the lasers are being applied before the triggering is being done. The proper collimation shall be done as well. The collimation can reduce the scatter radiation a lot. Not only that, it is going to, the collimation can produce a very good image, C-arm image as well. Select the dose rate in line with the size of the patient. Maintain an optimum distance from the patient, and always make sure that a pulse acquisition technique is being used rather than a continuous projection. So that is very important, since the trigger is in our hands and the X-rays are going to be produced unless we switch off the trigger, and as much as we keep it switched on, the time can always have an effect on the number of X-rays and the effect according to that. So always make sure that to reduce the radiation dose, a pulse acquisition technique is being followed rather than a continuous projection. What are the ways to reduce the radiation exposure? First, how to minimize the duration of exposure? Keep the beam time to minimum. The time shall be kept minimum as possible. Trial screen after positioning the patient, and rely on stored images whenever possible. So if you have certain stored images, make sure that you go back, see the stored images rather than repeating the C-arm procedure again and again, so that the radiation exposure is getting increased. Next is absorption and scatter. For every 1,000 photons reaching the patient, almost 20 photons, they reach the image detector. Almost 100 to 200 photons, they get scattered, and the rest are getting absorbed by the patient. And the scattered dose is usually higher at the X-ray tube side. When we talk about the safe dosage for C-arm, it's somewhere around 20 millisievert per year, and the radiation dosimeter may be used to quantify the radiation dose. This shall always be kept in mind that we shall always wear a radiation dosimeter whenever we are there inside a facility where the C-arm is being used. And this radiation dosimeter, as we learned before in the radiation protection, this radiation dosimeter shall be used exclusively by a person and shall be using during all the time whenever the projections are being taken. What are the advantages of C-arm? One of the advantages is that it can be moved around the patient according to the requirement. I can take the machine throughout the patient. It is usually placed on the wheels, and because of the movement possible on the C-arm, I can move all around the patient according to my requirement. The second one is the C-arm images are of good resolution, which means that I get a very good quality images using a CM. It has got a large image intensifier. That's very important, especially when we are dealing with the vascular system. The usual radiography may not be sufficient enough to see the affection or see the lesions, while when we are using a CM, because of large image intensifier, I am going to get a much good image of the part, especially when we are dealing with the vascular system. This has got a better perception among the interventional radiography, and it requires less time for the procedure. Talking about the disadvantages of CM, the exposure to CM X-ray radiation might lead to cancer and other side effects and health complications. So this, though having a big list of advantages for CM and having a single line disadvantage of CM, that shall not be taken in very lightly, because it is again the same ionizing radiation which is proven to be a carcinogen, and we shall take all kinds of protective measures whenever we are using this whenever we are projecting this CM machines. Coming to the summary of this class, we learned about the components of the CM. It has got an X-ray source, it has got an image intensifier, it has got a image display screen and a collimator. The CM, it can be used in different occasions, like it can be used preoperatively for the diagnosis purpose, to use it intraoperatively to know what the status of the technique that I have done, and it can also be used post-operatively to know how perfect the fixation has been. Apart from this, we shall always keep in mind about the ill effects of this technique, and we shall always take a proactive step in reducing the radiation exposure. How can we do that? By positioning the image intensifier close to the patient. The radiation staff, including the surgeon, shall always wear the protective gears as well as the radiation dosimeters. The radiation staff shall always stand at a safe distance from the CM, so that the distance, as we move more, the less number of less intense and less dense X-ray photons only will be hitting on us. Next is to use pulse acquisition technique as often as possible, and avoid screening unless it is necessary. Thank you, and here ends this class.